welcome to this new podcast, and it is on Goa.
Watch the complete video for tips to plan a trip with baby and dog, the resort review, our travel experience, and some beautiful throwback snippets.
Hello and namaskar to all you lovely people. Welcome to this new podcast. So, we went to Goa from Dharwad, and then we actually took Arjun and Schnucki with us, and then we had a lovely car ride, a long drive from Dharwad to Goa. So, how we managed everything, how we planned this in the first place, you will come to know all of that in this podcast on Sujay Jalwadi channel. Aditi, we went to Goa. Was it my decision or your decision?
It was my decision.
No, it was her decision. Whatever travel plans that we do, most of it, 99-100% is all hers, and the rest 10% is mine. So she is a travel buff, if I may use the word. She likes to travel. She has gone on solo trips, and she likes exploring different places. And after a while, after year and a half, we had that urge of I travel for my business trips, but for Aditi particularly, she had that urge of going somewhere with the family, and she said, let's plan this trip to Goa.
So yeah, it was actually between Sujay's travels. Like he had just come from Pune and he was just going to Bangalore. He had one day in between. I said, you are traveling so much, I also want to travel now. Let's go to Goa. So the intention here was rather motivation. Like Sujay said, I travel a lot, but I had not since 1.5 years. And travel as in for to stay somewhere. So it was about me, and it was also about our first child, Schnucki. Because along with us, he also has gone through a major change, right? From being the only child for 2 years,
Pampered
where he got
child.
like super attention from all of us, including my parents, who he loves a lot. Suddenly, the attention shifted to this small bundle. Like he I don't know what he saw like maybe he did not even relate it to be a human being. Like he just thought, okay, someone has come home,
Some
and
bundle
all the
which is
attention-
moving.
and all the attention has gone to that little one.
Yeah.
So we wanted to give him a good refreshing change also, and and that's the reason we chose Goa. Goa is very close to us, hardly a 4 to 5 hour drive. So we thought it's doable. We have already taken one trip with Schnucki to Chikmagalur, and it was a huge success. So we knew with Schnucki it is possible, but Schnucki and Arjun, like Sujay said, we wanted to
Experiment
check
that.
if we are able to do it.
Right.
These two things were the main things. We know our second baby Arjun will have a lot more travels, but for Schnucki, I wanted it for Schnucki. I had always had this vision in my mind where Schnucki is enjoying on the beach.
Actually, Aditi is more of a person, more of a writing kind of a person. She writes in her diaries. She has a vision board. And in that vision board, she had shown me Schnucki traveling to a beach area, and then standing or enjoying a sunset, just talking to the waters in front of the beach and playing there. So the image that she had on her vision board and what manifested, I was blown. The image that she had on her vision board, and we will show you a click wherein Schnucki is enjoying by the waters. I mean, I was like, wow, this can happen. This can happen. Aditi has those small things, and she has those write-ups which can be manifested.
I think we should do a podcast on manifestation.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll have so much to talk
So
about.
much to
it
talk.
then. So how I planned this, basically we have been to Goa, so I was not really looking to explore much. I personally wanted to just be at the beach. Like, I enjoy watching the waves, it's very peaceful, so that was the intention, to experience to enjoy the beach. So we were not like planning to go to different places in Goa. So
Yeah.
that was how the planning started, like, keeping this in mind. Because
Yeah.
if we want to explore Goa, then we have to think a certain way. But because we wanted to
Stay at one
stay
place.
put at a place, we started in that direction. So which meant the place where we wanted to be should be really good,
Yeah.
right? And we did not want to overspend also. We just wanted a nice place which is by the sea, because we did not want to keep on like traveling to the beach. We wanted to be at the beach,
Yeah.
stay at the beach. So
Yeah.
that was point number one, beach facing place. And point number two, obviously should allow pets, because in Goa it's not rare. Goa has a lot of pet friendly places. So a pet friendly place, and which is clean, nice reviews, that's very important for me. So we chose to stay at this resort called Pause by the Sea. It was right like next to the sea.
Yeah.
Morjim, it's in Morjim, North Goa, like quite north of Goa.
Yeah. Where
very-
population and crowd is slightly less
At least
compared
where
to South
we went,
Goa.
it was slightly less.
Yeah.
Central Goa, say it's better. Central Goa has all these Kalangut and all of those beaches. South Goa is again calm. North Goa is again calm.
Okay,
Central Goa is very crowded. So north of Goa is where Morjim is. They had a we allow pets policy, but we just wanted to be very sure. So what Sujay did was, once we arrived at this decision that let's go with Pause by the Sea, he called directly the owner. So what we always do is we explicitly mention we have a German Shepherd. Are you going to let us stay at peace in your resort? That's how he asked the question.
Yeah.
So the owner said yes, of course. I mean, I think he was happy after that phone call, and I was like,
I just asked him, and then he was yes.
yeah. I mean, he
it's
did not
okay.
have any
Bring-
reservations.
Yeah, bring the German Shepherd.
Oh, bring him on. So,
Yeah.
so I think that gave us confidence that okay, we can have a good time here, and we don't have to be worried too much.
Right.
The site where we had checked the rates, the owner said we can give you a little bit of more discount. So we booked directly from the.
Yeah.
This is like a tip, maybe travel tip. If you find the owner's direct contact,
And then you
just
have
call them
got
up.
certain specifications or certain things that you want may not be mentioned on the website. So you can directly call the owner and then talk to him or her nicely and then get those extra discounts.
When going with a dog, my main need was there needs to be a small sit out kind of place in front of the room.
Because here we are talking about German Shepherd, which is predominantly an outdoor dog.
Yeah.
You
he
cannot
likes-
keep
he
him
does
or
not like
any German
indoors.
Shepherd inside the room, and then it's like, they will get suffocated.
Yeah, I mean, he starts whining if we keep him inside.
Yeah.
At least our dog is like that.
Yes.
So we wanted a outside space, which the photos showed it had a
It had.
sitting space outside.
Yeah.
And also Friday we decided to travel, right? I mean, that we planned everything. Sunday I think we finished the booking, the Pause by the Sea. And even before that, when we had decided that we will travel, I had started to make lists. I make checklists. So there was a huge checklist for Arjun. That was one part. Second checklist, huge one for Schnucki. Checklist for myself, and one for Sujay. I mean, I just did it for him. I told him you do whatever you want with that list. And one miscellaneous checklist. So there were 5 extensive checklists.
So one for the little. Second one for our first baby Schnucki, German Shepherd. Second one for her, and fourth, I mean, for me, it was not required, but she does it. She's very sweet. And the fourth one is the miscellaneous one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we have used 90% of what we had in the checklist.
Yeah.
Like whatever we had in the list, we took it with us.
And then we utilized it.
And the utilization was like 90%. The
95%.
only things which we did not need to use were the toiletries, because like they gave enough
Everything,
toiletries
yeah.
for us. So only those things did not get utilized. Everything else was properly used. So for
Can you just highlight one very important thing for the baby? Without that, the entire experience in Goa would have gone either ways.
Feeding is the most important part. So that's where I think. So one side is milk. I think that anyway we will be taking care of. But the other side is the solid food that I'm giving him now. So for that we need to heat up few things and then mix and all. So for that I wanted an induction stuff. So first we ordered online. It
On
got
Amazon.
delivered very quickly, the next day only, but it didn't work. So then we kept on debating, like, should we get a new one or should we take some service from the resort itself?
yeah.
Should we call the resort and ask them if they will let us use their stuff? And then we thought, okay, forget it. Induction stuff, it will be useful
Any which
anytime
way,
in
yeah.
the future. So let's just get it. So Sujay went to
the
a
local
local
store.
store here, and then he bought it just the night before we
Yeah.
left the next morning. So yeah, it was a good stuff, and I think that was really helpful, because for all his ganji and oats, whatever I had already prepped his meals.
Yeah.
So
That's
in
wonderful.
the resort, I just had to put on the stuff, water, heat it, and then mix whatever I
So
wanted. and
induction
give.
for
Induction.
babies.
Can I add one more thing?
No, we will.
Okay.
Just that one thing again. One thing for Schnucki that you added in the that was there in the checklist, and that turned out to be the wonderful thing for Schnucki.
I think for him also it's the food only. I think food is like what keeps us going. So it has to be his food. Like we well planned for those 3 days, 4 days we were there. We planned and took the exact amount of food, the right vessels, and 2 vessels, one for water, one for food.
Okay.
So yeah, and some treats also. So food, like I would say, even for the
Even for Schnucki, it
even
is.
for Schnucki, it was food only.
Can you reverse? Can you ask that one thing?
Yeah, you tell me.
So the one thing that was there in the checklist that Aditi prepared, and which I felt was amazing. One for Chiku Arjun was the playpen. You can keep the baby inside the playpen, and then you can do all the other activities. The baby will be seeing you, will be interacting with you, and it will keep the baby safe.
Yeah.
So playpen for me was the best thing that we carried.
Yeah, so one thing about playpen, at least for parents who are now planning to get it after we suggested, is that get your baby used to it. Like don't suddenly
beforehand.
go and put the baby in the
Right,
playpen.
right.
Like babies take time to get used to it.
Yeah.
So this is a playpen that it's convertible. So it's a huge place, and it gets converted into just like our arm length, a long
Yeah.
thing. Okay, so we can easily take it out. We should put the right kind of cushioning in it, and then get the baby used to it, put some toys in it,
Right.
and everything. So
Right.
I think getting the baby used to it is very important. And in our case, we also made sure when booking the place, the resort, the room size should be good enough.
Good enough.
We actually very deliberately looked
Asked.
at the room photos, and I checked the measurements of the room
Right.
to
Very
get an
important.
idea of whether the playpen will fit there. I know that if we are traveling, like let's say by train or by plane, again I would want to take these things, but we should then decide how important it is.
How important
So
it is.
maybe if we are traveling by plane, I might have to call up the service and ask if they will allow us to carry such
Carry this particular
it's
thing.
very heavy, whatever
Yeah.
it is. I don't know how heavy, but I can carry it easily, but it is heavy for
Yeah.
plane. So maybe we'll have to check that, or you can directly call up the hotel and check if they can provide a crib. Some good resorts give that crib,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
with
Proper four
proper
walls,
four
four
walls.
wooden.
So
thing,
yeah, I mean this was our car journey, so we had the liberty, leisure
whatever
to
we want.
take a lot of things with
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
But if the same thing had to be done in a train, we would have done it. But plane, we have to be thoughtful of
Yeah.
what we are carrying. So playpen, I think, like Sujay said, tops my list also.
Correct. And one thing for Schnucki was a long leash. We have a 30 feet leash.
Yeah.
So it has got dog hooks on both the sides. So what I mean, it will help you in these vacation times, in the places where there is limited space and you have to tie the dog, and at the same time it shouldn't make the dog feel that it has been tied up in a one small corner with 4 to 5 feet, 4 to 5 square feet area where the dog is sitting all the time. So have this 30 feet leash with dog hooks on both the sides.
I
So,
think this leash, no, in the Goa trip, it was surely helpful.
Yeah.
But we still had a balcony, so it helped him go around the balcony.
Go around the balcony.
But when we went to Chikmagalur, we had our own space,
Right.
and there was a huge garden in front, and we could just leave him in the garden.
Correct.
So in all kinds of situations, this leash with
Will
the
help.
long leash is very helpful.
Very helpful. Yes. Normally, when we are traveling with a German Shepherd, we take small breaks in between.
Yes.
So from his house, he's put into a car. So every German Shepherd or any dog will face or will have that anxiety.
Change what is
Change,
happening.
and it's not like you're taking him to a different place where things are stable. No, car is continuously moving. So I was suggested, or Aditi was suggested by one of our friends, or she saw it on the internet, that there are anti-anxiety drops for the dogs. We have not tried that as of now. What we do is, when carrying Schnucki in the car, we take these small breaks and then we keep talking to him, whether he has dull movement. So we will stop and then we will take a small walk,
Water break,
pee break. So we do that. So and then we are going to Goa. So it is a ghat section. So in the ghat section, he has to sit tight. So we take a small break wherever it is required, and then regular talking to him, and then engaging in a conversation with him. It'll help.
One more way we actually have, I think it's very intrinsic, but what we do is we try to start in the morning, never an afternoon thing.
Yeah.
And if we are planning to give him breakfast, then it's very early.
So that he eats and then he does his poo and all.
He gets a 1 hour break in between.
And Arjun again is not exposed to these long drives.
In fact, it is only his second trip. The first one was just to his great grandmother's place.
It was again a 1.5 hour journey, but this is like 4 hours. So even though as a driver you may be exhausted, or Aditi sitting with Chiku, Arjun, our small little one, even though we may be tired, we shouldn't feel tired at any given point in time. We should be continuously singing. We cannot afford to do that. So keep yourself energetic throughout the journey.
I was impressed by the place, and as soon as we reached, we had just the very second cottage next to the reception, which was not very too close to the beach.
Yeah,
like
where
there were
activities-
10 to 15 cottages, so
11.
11 cottages,
12.
cottages. So reception meant we could like quickly go get some water for us, or quickly call them if we need something. So Sujay was doing all the formal stuff, so the person took us to the room, me and Arjun. I was carrying Arjun, and he took us to the room, and he also, they had very courteous people and thoughtfully.
Yeah.
There was one double bed, and they were thoughtful enough to actually convert their sofa cum bed already into a bed.
Yeah, they had already done that.
Yeah, because normally they will have a sofa cum bed, and if we request, maybe they will change it. But they had already done it. They had already put nice pillows and bed sheet and everything proper.
That was
And as soon as we entered, they had played some nice music.
Romantic music?
Not romantic. It was a very travel kind of
okay.
music.
I did not enter the room first.
I saw that. The room was big. The bathroom was huge.
Yeah.
It was very good.
I'll just tell one thing. It was very sweet of the staff to have done that for us, because people who are on vacation, they come to these resorts to relax.
Yeah.
And if these small nitty-gritties, small things are taken care, it just elevates our energy.
Yeah.
It just the experience becomes wholesome.
Yeah, and we
Right
had,
from day one, right from the first second.
Yes, and we had come from a long travel, because we took a long break in between.
Yeah.
But just because of that gesture, and then they even came and told that you have a baby, so if you need milk or something at night,
You
then
can
we
just-
will offer
Wonderful.
for free. We did not need it because our baby does not drink regular milk yet. But yeah, I mean, that gesture itself, it
Yeah,
felt so
yeah.
nice. We just took a little while to freshen up. Immediately we headed to the beach. We were
Exactly.
so rejuvenated just
Same
by
too.
that first impression.
Right.
I have to mention the resort people, the
Yeah.
resort staff.
Yeah.
They are not just for namesake dog friendly. They actually truly are dog friendly. All the staff actually made an effort to be friends with Schnucki, especially the ops manager.
Yeah.
She was nice. Even like when we were
And-
not around, Schnucki did not bark at her. So only when we were around, he felt he should protect us and
Yeah.
used to bark. But otherwise, when we were not around, he did not bark at any of the staff members, because they made him feel comfortable. I really liked it. In the first look, I loved the place, how
Yeah.
it looked.
I was wary about this 60-40. 60% I liked, and 40% I was like, I wanted to see how
Experience
the
it
staff
first.
behaves and how the people around behave, and then how the reactionary measures will come from the staff, the administration of the resort. I gave you the number 60-40. I was convinced 60%, and then 40% I wanted to try at the end of maybe third day, or when we were about to leave the resort. So I came full 100% convinced that Pause by the Sea is truly pet friendly. Any small thing that we may have missed out, or
One thing I want to mention is about the food. So if like specifically related to this resort, so as we said, very next to the resort, like adjacent to the resort only, there's a restaurant that we get breakfast.
I think all the resorts do
complimentary
have
complimentary breakfast is there, but we felt it could have been better. Since it was complimentary, we used to anyway go there only. But lunch and dinner, we always used to order from outside. We never have, I mean, once we had dinner there, but we felt it was a little bit expensive. So
Yeah.
we decided to, from next day, we ordered from Zomato.
And for
There's
vegetarians,
a burger place
think-
next, one second, there's
Okay.
a burger place next to that resort, which is also nice, but we cannot eat burgers every day.
Yeah.
So obviously we have to rely on online orders. So yeah, you were saying?
for vegetarians,
Yes.
I think Zomato, I mean, it's a blessing in disguise. We got an amazing hotel, restaurant, which served us with good vegetarian food.
We talked about the planning part, what we
uh-huh.
carried and how well we utilized it also. But as individuals, like we went for ourselves also, right? So how did you manage to pause?
Okay, so First of all, it's a very good question. And as the name suggests, pause by the sea. It just happened that the resort name is Pause by the Sea, and then we went to Goa to take a chill pill. So for me, my kind of vacations are you go to the place and then you just lie down, you're laid back, you just stay at one place for a long duration, you just enjoy, take the air inside, breathe. So for me, it was that kind of a vacation. And going to the beach every single day, multiple times, just helped me. Every day there was that one piece of burden that I was carrying, like one tokery of burden that I was carrying. It had everything, professional, personal, this, family, that, everything was there, and then I was carrying it every day. I'm carrying it every day. So I when I went to the beach, small piece from that tokery, I used to throw it in the ocean. That ocean, tides come, they carry something, right? So I used to throw that one piece of burden that I was carrying. And then by the end of 3 days, staying at that one place, because you become comfortable there.
Yeah.
And then you go to the beach to throw that one piece of burden. It was a very relaxing thing for me. And personally speaking, that entire tokery is now empty. Trust me, it is empty. And I can fill, and while we were coming, that entire tokery of burden was converted into happy memories, happy things that I had with Aditi, with Arjun, and with Schnucki. And then seeing tiny teardrops in on Aditi's face when she saw Schnucki on the beach, it tops the list. And these are the memories that a family man like me dreams and lives for. So Goa journey was an amazing thing. It was very relaxing, rejuvenating for me. What is that concept of pause by sea for you?
I have never had a travel where I have
Without-
stayed at one place.
Yeah,
There's always
Without exploring.
some itineraries there, always.
yeah,
So it was a very different experience for me, and I did not know that I'm capable of it. So in this particular trip, I realized that I am capable of staying put and enjoying a place. This particular trip actually opened up the gate for, I felt, the next phase of my life.
wow.
Yeah, because
Wow.
I have experienced.
No, I'm hearing this for the very
I think
first
maybe
time
for the first
on this podcast. Viewers, you
Yeah.
are hearing it, as well as it's an amazing experience. It's an amazing thing for me to hear it from her.
It also gave me confidence that we can make a plan in an instant, to travel the very next week with the whole family and still enjoy everything
Yeah.
at peace. We used to take turns to go for breakfast because we wanted to give each other that solo time, just be with your thoughts, enjoy your time.
Yeah.
So we used to go to the breakfast, have our breakfast, look at the sea right in front of the restaurant, and take a walk to the beach. And I think that's when I also got my braids done. So all those spontaneous decisions, that feeling of I'm doing for something for myself.
Wow.
We gave each other that opportunity to feel like that. I think especially for new mothers, we at some point start feeling like we are losing our identity. So it takes time for us mothers also to start thinking things from a different point of view,
Yeah.
right? So that myself part gets suppressed to a huge extent.
Yeah.
Some people get lost in that,
Yeah.
but I think our generation especially knows how to find ourselves back
Yeah.
again, which is a great thing. So
And a good support system.
that's the good
good
support
family.
system only enables that, nothing else. People like Sujay, who is our husbands and parents, like these things, the support system actually enables us to find ourselves. So this
Yeah.
trip actually helped me find myself, while I was able to connect with my baby like so much. like complete one-to-one time. So this trip gave me that perfect mom experience, perfect solo experience, both. And I don't know how better it cannot get better than this.
Bye bye, room. Huh?
Bye.
Bye bye. We had a good time.
Yay.
Arjun's first holiday and Chiku's Schnucki's first beach holiday. So fast.